Hi, this is Mark from the QuickBooks team. If you have QuickBooks Online Plus or Advanced, you can use projects to track income, material costs, and labor expenses for specific projects. Let's go over how to set up projects in QuickBooks, and then how to assign income and costs to a project. We'll also cover how to add labor costs to your project, both for companies that use QuickBooks Online Payroll and those who don't. To start, go to Projects. Note your navigation may look like this, and select New Project. Enter the project name and the customer the project is for. If you don't see your customer here, you can add them. When you're finished, select Save. Now your project is set up and ready to go. There's no info in here yet, but that will change as you assign income and expenses to your project. To assign income, just select the project in the customer field when you invoice for your project. Fill out the rest of the fields like you normally would. You can also do this for an estimate and then convert it to an invoice. Note that if you have marked any expenses as billable for the project, which we'll go over shortly, they'll appear here. You can easily add them to your invoice. When you save, you'll notice your invoice now counts as income for your project. There are a couple of ways to assign costs to a project. If you have your bank connected to QuickBooks, just go to your transactions, and when you see one that should be assigned to your project, open it, then choose the project in the customer field. If this is a billable expense, then just select this box. The other ways to assign costs are when you record a bill, a check, or create a manual expense. When you record any of these items, you just choose the project in the Customer Project field when you record it in QuickBooks. This example was a bill from a contractor, but the process is similar for a check or an expense. If you want more details, there are videos at the end of this video on how to create bills, checks, or expenses in QuickBooks. Once you save, you can see QuickBooks adds your new expenses to your project. These numbers will continue to update as you add more income and expense to your projects. You can also track the hourly costs for your employees who work on the project. Adding hourly costs for employees to projects is a bit different depending on whether or not you have QuickBooks Payroll. If you're using QuickBooks Payroll, then you just need to assign the project time to your employee in their weekly timesheet, or you can enter a single time activity if you don't use timesheets. When you enter these, you won't see your costs reflected in your project until you run your next payroll. Then your project costs will automatically update. If you don't use QuickBooks Payroll, you'll need to add in your employees who work on your project and their work manually. Go to the Projects page and select Hourly Cost Rate. If you don't see your employee listed, then select Add Employee. Enter their name and save. Enter the rate you want to use for the project. If you want help calculating one, select the calculator icon. Enter their hourly wage and any other costs you want to capture. Once your employees are set up, you can assign their time to a project in a timesheet as well. Now, you can set up your own projects in QuickBooks and start tracking their profitability.